at a Gulf gas station on Webster Avenue. This morning, that victim is fighting for his life. Eyewitness News reporter Janice Yu is live in Mount Hope in the Bronx with more. Janice.
Yeah, good morning, Ken. So I'm at Webster Avenue and East 175th, and this gas station here behind me, this Gulf gas station, is where this shooting happened. It's taped off and closed as police continue their investigation, and we've just learned police are looking into this as an attempted robbery. I want to show you some video from overnight. You can see the gas pump still lying on the ground next to a white Range Rover, and at this point, we're told the man was shot in the face and is critical at St. Barnabas Hospital. And this all happened around 12:45, so just a little while ago. No arrests have been made, and we're told the suspect ran away. Not clear right now if the suspect and victim knew each other. Again, that victim shot in the face, fighting for his life right now at St. Barnabas Hospital. Suspect fled on foot. Police are looking for that person. Still a very active investigation, so we'll bring you any new details as soon.
Look at the woman accused of shooting a 6-year-old boy while intervening in a fight between middle schoolers. Brittany Sanders is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Precinct 4 deputy constables say a group of girls were fighting outside Sanders' home last night in a neighborhood along Cypresswood Green Drive near Cypresswood. The girls apparently were running towards a vehicle where that 6-year-old boy was sitting inside of when Sanders fired, striking him in the arm and thigh. Sanders' bond has not yet been set.
Searching for a killer tonight after a bodega worker was shot during a robbery on the Upper East Side. And as CBS 2's Christy Kalishian reports, police tell us they believe the suspect's crime spree didn't end there.
Surveillance video from inside Yaya Deli and Grill in the Bronx shows the suspect in a white hazmat suit and a black mask. Police say he held up the store on Melrose Avenue Friday night, just 15 minutes after he's accused of shooting and killing a deli worker on the Upper East Side.
He was full of life. What can you tell a family that has just lost the breadwinner, the supporter?
Police say the suspect wore the same hazmat suit when he shot the employee in the head at Diona Deli on East 81st and 3rd Avenue, then rode off on a scooter.
Looters have taken over our businesses. They go in and they take whatever they want and they walk out because they know they're allowed to do that. They know that they can do it and get away with it.
A memorial sits outside of the deli for the 67-year-old man who was working alone Friday night. Police have not identified him, but we're told he has family overseas.
We begin tonight with breaking news, the search for a sexual predator. Police have just released this security camera video of a suspect in a rape on Manhattan's Upper West Side. It happened before dawn this morning near West 65th Street and West End Avenue. The 21-year-old victim says the man followed her into her building, into an elevator, and then forced her into a stairwell where he sexually assaulted her. That woman says after the rape, the man forced her back onto the street and then ran off.
To Manhattan's East Side now, where a woman was found dead in the back of a car. Crews in hazmat suits were seen investigating the contents inside that vehicle on 56th Street in Sutton Place this afternoon. A 35-year-old woman died. We spoke with a man who lives just a block away and told us he noticed a foul odor.
I did smell something, and I did this. It smelled like a little bit of a science lab. It's really scary to think about, something so close to your neighborhood.
It's unclear right now what hazardous materials may have been on scene. There's no word tonight what led to the woman's death. However, police tell us no criminality is suspected.
An eviction fight ended with this massive and deadly fire in New Jersey. It started when a woman's landlord tried to evict her, and in response, police say the woman set the house on fire. News 4's Brian Thompson in Roosevelt with some new information this afternoon. Brian?
Yeah, David, we are told indeed it was an eviction attempt on a woman who had lived here for several years. Now, Chopper 4 was over the scene just not long after the fire broke out. The flames consistent with a natural gas fire, matching one report we had that the woman had turned on the gas in the house and then lit a match rather than face an attempt from the landlord to evict her. Now, she did not survive, according to sources telling us that she is died and deceased. A woman who lived in the attached house told us what she saw.
It looks unlivable.
Your house, though.
My house. The other house, I don't even think it's there. A lot of stuff. 22 years there.
Now, the mayor here was reported saying that the owner wanted to evict her in order to sell the house. What we do know is she was a pet lover and had taken care of people's pets around this neighborhood in small town of Roosevelt. Neighbors telling us she likely had as many as 30 cats inside, which is why animal control has been on the scene.
Now to that family of 3 found dead in their home in New Jersey tonight. Police are calling it a case of murder-suicide.
Cops say the father killed his wife and 15-year-old son and then killed himself. The news rattling neighbors in this typically quiet Morris County town of Roxbury.
New Jersey reporter Tony Yates is live there with the latest. Tony?
And Bill and Sandra, law enforcement officials tell us they have absolutely no record at all of having to make a domestic violence check at that house at any time. They say a family friend requested a wellness check yesterday at the home.
Upon arrival, patrol made entry into the residence and discovered a husband, a wife, and a juvenile son, all visibly deceased with what appeared to be gunshot wounds.
A devastating discovery. In the early morning hours Tuesday, family issues broke in the Ventricelli home on Justine Place in the worst way imaginable.
At this time, law enforcement believed that Peter Ventricelli shot and killed his wife Kelly and his son Anthony. The motive and the circumstances of these heinous acts are under investigation.
Kelly Ventricelli worked at the preschool at Hillside Church in the Succasunna section of Roxbury. Peter Ventricelli, prosecutor Carroll says, was an independent contractor. Their one son, 15-year-old Anthony, was a sophomore at Roxbury High School, where he played football. Because of how he died, we're not showing his picture, but we spoke to a few of Anthony's broken-hearted school friends about who he was.
Anthony was such a nice kid, right?
New video of a terrifying and sudden attack. A killer with a huge knife randomly targeting a straight-A high school student, stabbing him to death. The manhunt intensifying tonight as police already know of another person he's attacked. Eyewitness News reporter David Gonzalez now hearing from that murdered teen's family tonight. He's live in El Sereno with the story.
Mark, as you can imagine, the 17-year-old's family, as well as the entire community here in El Sereno, is completely devastated by what took place directly behind me on Friday. As you can see, there's flowers, candles, balloons that mark the spot where this tragedy took place. Now our authorities are hoping this video you're about to see will help catch the killer. The glow of candles cast a dim light on one of Daniel Chavarin's darkest times. Throughout the day on Tuesday, Daniel's been standing guard over the growing memorial that marks where his 17-year-old son Xavier would be senselessly murdered.
He was very happy. He would like to make other people laugh. He was always a joyful kid, you know.
Tonight, he's pleading for any information that may lead to his killer.
If you seen something, say something, you know. Honestly, he was an innocent kid. He was stabbed in the back.
Xavier was standing on the sidewalk outside King Torta restaurant in El Sereno on Friday afternoon, waiting for his mom to pick him up after school when he was attacked. The alleged murderer, seen on surveillance video, walk across the restaurant's parking lot, pull a large knife out of his right pocket before stabbing the Woodrow Wilson High School senior multiple times. Xavier died inside the restaurant trying to get help.
I'm trying to stay sane right now. With so many emotions going through me. Trying to hang in, stay in one piece, you know, and not fall apart.
Investigators believe the suspect, described as a Hispanic man with long wavy black hair and a long beard, is linked to another stabbing on Friday night. In this attack, he was seen riding a skateboard. Now Xavier's family fears the suspect may strike again.
Latest on a developing story, police now confirm 8 people are dead in a shooting in Hamburg, Germany. It happened at a Jehovah's Witness hall. CBS News correspondent Jared Hill has the latest. And we want to warn you, some of the video you're about to see may be difficult to watch.
Video shows what appears to be a gunman shooting outside of a building used by Jehovah's Witnesses in Hamburg, Germany. Ambulances then raced to the area. Police stormed the three-story building looking for the suspect. A police spokesman says officers found victims on the ground floor and heard shots from an upper floor. He says they found someone who had been fatally shot who may have been the shooter, and that there was no indication a suspect was on the run. Officers then led those inside to safety and used police tape to cordon off the area as they investigate. The shooting in Germany's second largest city brought a large number of emergency responders to the building just after 9:15 Thursday night. A witness says she heard 4 bursts of gunshots and saw someone inside the building running from the ground floor to the second floor. Another man says he saw someone enter the building through a window and then heard at least 25 shots before police arrived and one final shot rang out. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Search for the gunman who shot and killed a man at this Bronx apartment building. This is on East 174th Street in the Soundview section. We're told the 33-year-old victim got into an argument with another man in the building's lobby yesterday afternoon. He was then shot in the chest. No word on what the argument was about. Police say the shooter fled the scene with a third man, both dressed in all black.
New information, a teenager shot and killed in Mount Vernon has been identified. The city released a picture of 14-year-old Zaire Fernandez. He died Thursday morning after being shot in the courtyard of Leicester Towers. Video taken by a resident shows someone fleeing from the scene. It's not clear what led to the shooting, but that gunman is still on the run.
New at 11 now, the search for suspects targeting schools in the Bronx. People in this video, police say, are wanted in connection to at least 9 burglaries. They can be seen using a chair to break into a charter school on Brock Avenue back on February 6th. In that case, police say they got away with almost $7,000 worth of calculators and have since gotten away with tens of thousands of dollars more at other schools. The most recent incident happening this past Tuesday.
Police are looking for the person or persons who shot a man dead in Brooklyn. Police raced to a 911 call around 8:30 last night for a man shot on Avenue U in the Sheepshead Bay area. They found the 29-year-old with several gunshot wounds to the chest. This is Citizen App video of the scene. The victim has been identified as Jorge Salvador. He was rushed to Coney Island Hospital where he was pronounced dead. No arrests have been made.
A 14-year-old girl is viciously stabbed in Queens, and police say the attacker is her younger brother. The brutal incident happened around 7 in the evening yesterday in the family's home in Jamaica, Queens. Police say the teenage victim was stabbed multiple times, all about her body, all over her body. She is hospitalized in critical but stable condition. Officials say the girl's 13-year-old brother is in custody, and he is being charged with assault.
Do you recognize these? A woman is grabbed, then pushed to the ground by an attacker at 11:30 in the morning at a shopping center. Her things fall from her hands. Police in Houston, Texas say it happened right after she ran an errand at the bank, where she took out a lot of cash for an upcoming trip. At first, the suspect grabs an envelope and starts to take off. He comes back and tackles her until he gets the one with the cash. Investigators believe the suspect followed her to this location, which was 24 miles from the bank. Police say this type of crime, called jugging, has been a growing trend in the Houston area and is likely happening across the country. Jugging is where suspects watch customers going in and out of banks, then follow the people they believe took out a lot of cash to rob them. In another recent case in Houston, a 74-year-old woman opened the door to the backseat of her red car. All of a sudden, a man got out of the white car and grabbed her purse. She too had come from the bank. The theft happened in a shopping center parking lot. Here's what experts say you can do to protect yourself from becoming a victim of these brazen crimes. Always be aware of your surroundings. Conceal money before leaving the bank and keep it hidden until you reach your destination. Be aware of anyone following you after you leave. If you feel like you're being followed, call 911 and drive towards a police station if possible.